So it's been a crazy week on the road for me, and been in Indianapolis, and now I'm speaking to you from the garden room here at the Old Mill in Toronto, and I just want to talk about some of my speaking experiences. Actually, one thing I really want to talk about was an event I did in Indianapolis called PECHAKUCHA Talk. I think I pronounced that correctly. And it's kind of cool now. In my life now, I've done PECHAKUCHA and IGNITE, and they're very similar in formats, but I think I just want to highlight some differences in what I thought about them and some key strategies when you're giving those types of talks. So both types of speeches are essentially putting in time slides. So in IGNITE, your slides change every 15 seconds, and in PECHAKUCHA, you have 20 seconds. The maximum time limit is different. In IGNITE, it's 5 minutes, and I think in PECHAKUCHA, it's 6 minutes or 6 minutes and 40 seconds. But regardless, you're basically supposed to give a really quick, concise speech, and the slides move at their whim, so you can't change them. They're going to go, so you have to be on the mark at all times. So the first thing is they both require a concise, to-the-point message if you do it right. The difference is in IGNITE, you have what they call a stick, I think, and so let's say you have 8 speakers in an IGNITE stick or spark. They're sparks, and 8 speakers. And so if I'm the first speaker and I have exactly 5 minutes to speak, if I go 5 minutes and 45 seconds, then the next speaker has to start later in their speech. The slides keep rolling one after another, after another, after another. There is no stopping. There's only 15 seconds, I believe, in between presenters. So you have to switch off on the mics really quick and go, 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 go. In PECHAKUCHA, you don't have that. You have an MC, at least the way we did, you have an MC that introduces every speaker, which means that if you go a little off, then that's okay, because you have some time to finish your thought and finish your statement. That's actually what I liked better about the PECHAKUCHA talks, is that I could actually finish my thought. I actually went over by a few seconds, but I could take a deep breath and finish my final line and not feel like it had to be rushed. And I didn't monopolize the stage, but I think you have that going in. Versus IGNITE, if I went over, I would just have to cut my message short and go. So there's advantages, disadvantages. At least with IGNITE, it forces you to be concise to a point where if you're not, you're going to hurt the person going after you unless you're the last speaker. And so I think that's a key difference. When coming with these presentations, there's kind of 2 strategies you can do. And you can Google strategies for these types of presentations. For me, I like my slides to reflect what's actually coming out of my mouth, and some of them are actually well-timed verbal cues. And I will try to put up on my YouTube video audio from both talks that I've done in the past, and with the slides over top of them, so that you can see sort of where my cues were. And because sometimes a joke is based on a slide, and that might, that is where I'm trying to go with it. So I have to really work on the pace and the rate at which I speak. And in some cases, I have to try and anticipate laughters, gasps, whatever I'm trying to get out of the audience. And that can be really, really tough. So I come at it from a very specific, very deliberate slides that are put into those presentations. Other people, a little bit more general, right? So they say, okay, in the first minute, I'm going to talk about this concept, second minute, this concept, and it's not so much about their speech matching the slides identically, but more about the concepts. And they leave themselves a lot of latitude and leeway, so that if they speak too fast or speak too slow, they're not going to look on stage as if they're really far off. So those are the strategies in terms of putting the slides together. Again, I like the marks. I like to be crisp and clean. One thing I did in the PECHAKUCHA talk I did not do in IGNITE that I learned from was that I did have a couple slides that I called filler slides. They really didn't have anything specifically to do with what I was talking about, but they added to the presentation. For my PECHAKUCHA talk, it was the slides that said, it was the hashtag SA adds value, which was something I was trying to trend during my talk, and I added it towards the end with no real intention of referencing the hashtag or even that idea. I was just trying to start it was my cue to start my conclusion. But so you can build a couple slides that are not specific, that give you some leeway in case you go too fast or you're going too slow, that you can sort of speed it up, and it's not specific, you're not bound. It gives you a chance to catch your breath. And so that's what I learned from them. I love them both. I really love the PECHAKUCHA format. I think it's awesome. I think 20 seconds per slide gives you a little bit more to think about, and I also think the idea that you have a little bit of time to finish if you do go over is fantastic. And I had a good time on stage. I hope that people had a good time. My Twitter kind of blew up that night, which was really awesome to see. And yeah, so if you have a chance, I would highly encourage you to do like an IGNITE or PECHAKUCHA talk. It's not like a TED talk where TED you just get 18 minutes, you can do it any way you want. These are very timed and they're deliberate, and they force you to be on point. So for your growth as a speaker, do it at least once in your lifetime, whether it's at a formal event or maybe part of a meeting or something you do at work, and you will learn immensely from it. If you like my video, if you like my tips, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You'll see the information popping up on the screen now. Every week you get an audio lesson, a video, and some other resources that I like to share. Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can always stay in tune with what I'm doing. Some of the videos I upload have nothing to do with my public speaking newsletter, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.